Okay, this time we're going to approach the Mr. Potato, Mr. Melonhead, in a slightly different way in how we're going to edit it. We're going to use non-destructive editing. So we're not going to cut the images at all. What we're going to use is we're going to use masks and get our heads a little bit more around how useful masks can be. Okay. So what I've started to do here is I've just started to roughly lay out the images as they would appear in their position, but they've still got their backgrounds. So we're just going to have a little look now at how we might clear the backgrounds, okay, but allow us to carry on and re-edit the images if we're unhappy with the way we've cut the shapes out. So let's start with the hat. We can do this as we did before in a very crude way, or we by drawing around the edge. So let's just have a little look at that to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got the black selected. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure I've got a mask. Then what I can do is I can start to draw. Oops, that's white gone on again. Hang on, bear with me. There we are. I can start to draw, and you can see now that it's starting to get rid of the background. Okay. There we go. So there's the background now vanishing. We can do that. Okay. But that's not very accurate, but you could get the principle, yeah? And then if we wanted to bring a bit more of the background back in, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. If we wanted to bring some more of the background back again, all we'd need to now to do is change it to white and then go and reselect the brush tool. And you can see now I'm starting to put the background in. Okay, let's do that, with a little bit more sophistication using some of our other selection tools, but repeat that process. So I can just get rid of this layer. So delete layer mask, and that puts it back to its original. So the beauty of this is I haven't changed the image in any shape or form. But I'm now going to change the tool and use our new fancy selection tool, the object selection tool. I'm going to again put on another layer mask. So you click on the layer you want, you click on the layer mask, and then you make sure you've got the mask selected. And I'm just going to go and start by selecting the shape that I want. And this should work this out. So you can see it's now selected that nice and accurately. But actually it's the background I want to fill with black, not the image itself. So what I can do is if I go up to select and inverse that, okay, I've now got the background selected. If I go and select black from here and press OK, you can now see there's my background, or the background of the mushroom taken away, and it's now ready to carry on editing and changing however I see fit. Down here, we can do the same with the mouth. Be interesting to see whether our new fancy tool works. Now you can see I've forgotten to do the mask. We can see that that works. It doesn't work brilliantly, but we'll just do it that way anyway, just to show you how it works. Not too much time on that. So let's put the mask on. Okay. And then go and get our tool from here. In fact, this will probably work better than you think, because it gets rid of, it just leaves us the nice round bit there, which is what we're after. Get rid of the underneath and all the grey. And then I can then go and inverse that, select inverse that, and then using the paint bucket tool. You can see now I've got my mouth in place. And then finally, the more complex shape where we're going to need the pen tool. So in again. Add the layer mask. Make sure we've got the area selected. Select the pen. And I'm going to very, very quickly just zoom in a bit on this so you can see it a bit better. So very quickly. Go round. And I'm just going to do this very quickly. As you can see, I'm just putting in the editing points on here. And then I'm just going to make a big obvious mistake down here. Okay, so now when I select this, so if I go into my paths and do its selection, I've got it set up actually at the moment. If you look, it's automatically selecting the edge here, which means the background is actually selected, not the actual shape itself. So I can just go straight in. If I've got this correct, I should be able to go straight in. Make sure I've got the black, make sure I've got my paint bucket, make sure I've got my layer selected. There we go. So let's just zoom out a little bit. You can start to see now that that's getting fitted on there. And then what I could do now is perhaps go and tidy up this little corner, which didn't work that well. And maybe I could use the paintbrush to do that, for example. Make sure the black's selected. And you can see now just tidying it up a little bit. Or I could go and make another selection with the pen tool. Do all sorts of things with that. And if I wasn't very happy with what was going on, I can just come back in and then reveal bits of the image again until I'm happy with the way that's been edited. So that's non-destructive editing using the masks. So the thing to remember is that black masks out, white reveals.